Well, welcome along to round 5 of the Newcastle Rugby League, and it is representative season already upon us. And we've got the Newcastle Rebels coach, Todd Edwards. Thanks for joining us on the show, Todd.
Thanks, Pete. Yeah, no problems, mate. Great to be here.
Mate, first of all, how was training tonight?
Mate, it was very short but very sharp. Exactly what we wanted. Everyone trained really strong, and I just was looking forward to Saturday.
Our first match, Curry versus West. I guess, that's a toss of a coin, and also depends how well the players back up from your rep back.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's Curry's last week, obviously, to go to Lakes and the whole Lakes to a draw is a great effort. So obviously Phil's got them going really well. I think it's a good time probably to get West, obviously, with Saturday, and there'll be 9 guys involved there. So it's probably as good a time as anywhere for Curry for an upset there. And I know Stodge will be it's not a great place to go to Curry to at any time to play, so it's a big ask. Curry with 9 backing up. South have got 4 boys playing on Saturday, so Marv will be available for Cessnock, I believe. He pulled out tonight through work, but yeah, I hope the go-inners could maybe to take South to the wall, but South will be, they'll be smarting after last Sunday. So. Yeah, mate, very, very experienced, good coach, a good group of people, good players there. So, but also Central, very impressive. When I watched them a few times, they've been impressive as well. So that should be a beauty. Really tough one to pick there. Well, mate, Central are very physical. Their front 6 is very big and very aggressive. And mate, yeah, toss of the coin, honestly. Lakes, depending again on probably Saturday if Brad and a few of the boys get through Saturday to back up Sunday. So our preparation's been not too bad, a very experienced roster this year. A few boys have, Mark DeFille have come back, and Fridge is Jakey Finn's come back from West into the comp, and yeah, it's a really good feel. The boys are enjoying it, and to have Adams and Chubbs Redmond, it's things are looking really good. It's probably the 2 years on paper. It's probably it's probably a touch stronger squad than I've had in 2 seasons. So a lot of boys still there, but yeah, it's a little bit, the balance is right, I think, and it's just good in a way to play this extra game. And if we can get through injury free and get the result, it's a good thing for us. Last year I thought we struggled a little bit because we only had the 1 game. We've got a big challenge this week against the Northern Tigers. They're going to be very tough. The country boys they're all very, very tough boys, and they're going to be tough. And Canberra, Illawarra have won it, I think, 3 or 4 years now. I see some of the names down there in the competition. They're very strong. The same as Canberra last year. We played against some NRL boys last year. So they're all quality sides. And, it's on the day. It's on the day, mate. It's just hopefully on the day we can fire. That's our goal anyway.
Maybe what would your message be to the other coaches and players watching this right now? The Rebels, they're not going to put up with much in 2016.
No, we're going to do our very best. We no predictions here. We're going to really emphasis on winning everything, every play, and just staying in the game till the 80th minute. We learned last year. We went out the back in week 1, and that's. We had to wear that. Now, hopefully, it hurts as much as it hurt me. I was just told the players then how much last year hurt. So, hopefully, we can go just a little bit better than we did last year.
Well, look who we've dropped into, Marcel Ikanorfor. How you going?
Good, thanks.
Mate, what's it like here at Seagulls?
Yeah, no, it's been good so far. This year, kind of just struggling at the moment. But, our form's been a bit down too, so it's looking to turn that around.
Mate, you've got a lot of speed when you get into open stages, haven't you? You got speed to burn.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
Oh, just our trainers, Clarkie, and that. It's working on speed and agility on Thursday, so it's been going good.
How's training been this week? You're set to take on the Butcher Boys on Sunday.
Yeah, well, we're getting there. Just struggling in different areas, but hoping to improve, so yeah.
What is the tactics for Sunday?
Just sticking to the basics and just holding on to the footy mostly, and just playing shape and getting the calls right, so yeah.
So it's pretty much been looking after your own backyard instead of looking over your shoulders of the opposition on Sunday?
Yeah, basically, we haven't had a really good form at the moment, so we're just stripping the right back and just getting the basics right.
What do you think it's been? Just a bit of a slow start?
Yeah, slow start. New players coming in as well. getting used to each other also. But yeah, so hoping to improve on the combinations out there. So
You still got some old heads around looking out here at training tonight. Adams, he's here for his second year. How's he been for the squad?
yeah, he's been really good. All the boys getting together, listening to what Grizz says, and just hope that we can actually execute everything this weekend as well. Now Grizz plays a big role in our team also, so yeah.
How's the coach going this week, mate?
Yeah, good. It's been having a few headaches lately, obviously, but hopefully we can turn that around this coming weekend and in the season.
Is Dean a cool, calm and collected sort of coach, or does he like to, say it as he sees it?
Oh, he has his moments sometimes, but yeah, that's good to be on his good side, so got to play some good footy to be on that side, so yeah.
You're in first grade, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, good luck for Sunday.
Cheers,
Appreciate
thank you.
that. How do you say your last name?
Ikinofo.
I've been saying Ikinofo.
Yeah, I know.
So
So have the boys.
Ikinofo.
Yeah, Ikinofo.
Ikinofo.
Yeah.
Marcel Ikinofo.
Yeah.
And it seems like everyone's having a bit of fun here at training tonight. There's good harmony within the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ikinofo, he's a bit of a clown, isn't he? He
Yeah,
likes
he's
to get
pretty
everyone
quiet.
going.
Yeah, he's all right.
Got a bit of speed.
He does.
Loves a try.
Yeah, he does. His size and speed, it brings a lot to the team.
And what about Adams? It brings a lot, up front too.
Yeah, it's good having him around. He's one of the best in the comp, so he's good to have in the team for sure.
Where do you think the game will be won this Sunday?
It'll be in the middle.
It hasn't been the best start, but, mate, it's only round 5. There's a long way to go in the season, I guess.
Yeah. We've got a lot of new faces in the team, a lot of younger blokes stepping up, and, our form hasn't been the best, but I think once we gel, we'll be a lot better off.
You're one of those younger guys, I guess, step it up into the team.
Yeah.
How do you get to know the other guys? Is it just about bonding as best as you can?
Yeah. I've sort of been here for a few years now, so I don't know. The saying is lakes are mates, and it doesn't matter what grade you're in here. Everyone sort of gets on real good, and everyone's mates and hangs out on the weekends, and so that sort of helps a lot.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome along to Charlestown for this big round 5 clash this afternoon, taking place between the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys hosting the Lakes United Seagulls. In the last few minutes, we just had a bit of cloud cover coming across. It's been a stinking hot day here in Newcastle, very unusual for this time of the year, especially heading into winter. You wouldn't think so. It's been a balmy 24, 25 degrees, so the players out here this afternoon, they might be feeling a little bit warm, but as I say, the cloud cover, that will keep the temperatures down on the field. We'll just go through a few of the results so far this afternoon. In open grade, we've got full time. Western Suburbs Rosellas defeated the Curry Bulldogs by 26 points to 18. In the other clash in open grade, South Newcastle knocked off the Cessnock Goannas by 36 points to 16, while Lakes United, too classy for Central Newcastle. Big score actually in open grade, 32 points to 12. In the under-19s, Curry Bulldogs, too good for West, 32 points to 22. The Cessnock Goannas, too classy for South Newcastle, and a high-scoring game there, 44 points to 32, over 70 points in that match. While here in the under-19s, Lakes United 18 defeated Central Newcastle 6. So we're just going to get our reserve grade scores lined up, and we'll get that to you as soon as possible as well. Well, our co-commentator this afternoon is usually Morgan Campbell. We're just waiting for the Newcastle Herald's Josh Callanan. Josh mentioned that he might be able to pop in here this afternoon to add his unique look at the Newcastle Rugby League. So if Josh turns up, we would really welcome him to the commentary box. But right now, what we will do is the players are about to come out onto the park. We'll go through the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys as they'll take to the field here this afternoon. At fullback is Tim Penny. On the wings is Dan Bamblett and also Cameron Anderson. The 3 and 4 is Dale Clackety and Brad Calder. Riley Brown and Denny Kurt, the 6 and 7. The back rowers, very strong. Sam Burnstrong, Brett Jarrett, Ethan Cook, Cruz Wilson, Tom Wilson and Jerome. The interchange bench now for the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys, Nathan Lamarca, Dom Murphy, Matt Baker and Cody Brooks will be playing in jersey number 19. The Lakes United Seagulls, they look this way. Kyle Kennedy at fullback. On the wings is Matt Craig and also James Varker. A lot of strike power in the centres with Marcel Ikanofo alongside Josh Charles. The 6 and 7 is Jack Kelly and Brad Murray. James Desax, he was originally programmed in at 13. He is now going in the 11 jersey. He'll play lock forward, actually. Chris Randall will go to 12. Casey Burgess is in 10, along with Chris Adams, who is actually backing up from the representative clash yesterday when the Newcastle Rebels knocked off the Tigers by 62 points to 0. It was an absolute thrashing down there at Murray Breen Oval, and that actually sets up a round 3 clash in Dubbo when the Newcastle Rebels host the Canberra Raiders. Winner of that match will go through to the 2016 Amy Country Championships Grand Final. Just going through the bench for the Seagulls this afternoon, Matt Bridge, he'll drop back onto the bench along with Jay Sullivan, Chance Burgess and Callan Adams. Their coach, of course, is Dean Noonan. So there we go. That's how the teams will line up here this afternoon in round 5 of the Newcastle Rugby League. It's always one of the fiercest battles, I guess, one of the fiercest rivalries as well, when Central Newcastle Butcher Boys clash with the Seagulls, because the Seagulls are defending premiers. Haven't got off to a fantastic start in 2015, but hopefully for them and their fans that have travelled about 5 kilometres up the road here today, 2016 could well start today. On the opposite side of the coin, well, Rowan Kelly, he wouldn't want anything of that. Rowan's actually out with a few sore ribs. He hasn't played for a few weeks, actually, Rowan, so our thoughts are with Rowan and his squad. But I can say the Butcher Boys, they're primed, they're prepped, and they're ready to go. They've shown a lot of grunt, a lot of dedication amongst their own side, a lot of new players in the side, and a lot of experience as well with their 5'8" Riley Brown, working nice with the partnership with Denny Kerr. Brett Jarrett, he'll add a little bit of grunt up front as well. Of course, he usually goes around with the Newcastle Knights, but he's back here for the Butcher Boys this afternoon. 1 victory out of 4 so far here this year in 2016 for the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys, while Lakes United Seagulls, they're looking to advance up to the top of the ladder with a victory here this afternoon. Well, it's round 5 of the Newcastle Rugby League. We're just seeing a few shots of the crowd that have assembled in here for today's match. Not a bad crowd filtering through here. We've been coming here to Central for many years now, and usually what happens is that they go across the road to the Leagues Club, have some lunch, and then filter across in time for first grade. And going by that statement, nothing seems like it has changed here this afternoon. That's exactly what they're doing. As I just had a look outside the back fence, they're streaming in nicely, actually. And in the NRL today, we've got the Newcastle Knights playing. They're going on as we speak at Hunters Stadium. So considering that the NRL's on over at Hunters Stadium, I don't think the crowd has been too much affected here in saying that. So that's a good thing for the Central Newcastle mighty Butcher Boys as they set to do battle here with the defending premiers. A lot of people are saying they'll do it tough, Lakes, this year, but we're out at training this year. It's always hard to defend your premiership in any day and age, especially in 2016. But Dean Noonan, he's primed today. He's got these boys really where he wants them, and that's communicating against each other, winning the ruck, and then allowing the opportunity to go wide and play a little bit of football. But he wants to see the middle ground targeted here today against the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys, and as I say, to earn the right to go out wide. So a nice day here at Newcastle. Always great to come over to Central Newcastle on a Sunday. They love their football. in this part of the world. And that's why you can see the big crowd gathering here. Mums and dads, all ages, all sizes. It's a picnic atmosphere. Just how you love your rugby league at grassroots level. So we see now the Lakes United Seagulls coming out onto the park, led out, of course, by their nuggeting number 9 in Chris Adams. It's been a big 24 hours for Chris Adams. He was the hooker for the Newcastle Rebels in their thrashing, in their annihilation against the Tigers yesterday, and he was able to back up today. I was actually up in Maitland yesterday for the clash between Maitland and Macquarie. Just for the score sake, it was Macquarie 24, Maitland 14. But take your hat off, Blake Gallen. He played nearly 70 minutes for the Rebels down in Wyong, drove back up the M1 and started for the Macquarie Scorpions. That just tells you how tough that bloke is and how tough a force the Macquarie Scorpions will be in 2016 under their new coach, Adam Bettridge. So we're just waiting now for the home side to come out onto the field. They're there now. They'll be running left to right. Cody Brooks on the screen. Looks like he'll be getting us underway here. It will be the Butcher Boys running left to right. Our referee this afternoon is Graham Stair. He'll be assisted by touch judges Greg Ryan and Cass McDonald. So round 5 is underway. And D-Sacks with the first touch. And Kerstead will wrestle him into the ground, along with Clackety. Might bring the first penalty, it does. Off the whistle of Graham Stair. It was on Matt Bridge in 13. There's Brad Murray on screen. Look at those two. That's the combination that every club would love to have. Adams and Murray. Lakes United certainly got a lot of strike right across the park. This is Casey Burgess. Runs straight into Kerr. Back then out to Adams. He finds Ben Sams. The nuggeting little 9 awaits. That's Adams. They'll need to shut him down this afternoon. This is Kelly giving away to Kennedy. Nice tackle there by Penny. Back for Central in this match. This is Jack Kelly. They'll receive another penalty here, so 2 penalties in the space of the first 2 minutes here on the top better scoreboard. So they're under the pump, the Butcher Boys, early on. This is Matt Bridge. That's Murray. He's with the football. Gives it away to Kennedy. They come out wide. Varka taking him on. He's in the touch. Great work by Cameron Anderson. On screen there. Being applauded there by Dale Clackety. As we know, James Varka, very strong man to put into the ground at any time, let alone so close to the goal line, running at 100 miles per hour. As Kerry, our cameraman, takes us right into the front row of the scrum. Great pictures here this afternoon. This is Brad Calder. 3 men in the tackle. Kelly was in there, along with Bridge. First set of 6 here for the Central Newcastle. What can they deliver? Their fans eagerly awaiting. That was Brooks. Turning it back on the short side, aren't they? This is Ethan Cook. Smashed into the turf. So it comes from Penny. And away now to Jerome Wilson. The ball goes out the back. Scooped ahead. This is Brown. And Ikanofo assisting in the tackle, but Graham Stair says it was a forward pass. So we'll come back to the 30-metre line of the Butcher Boys, and the scrum will form, and the Seagulls once more will have another opportunity. So the pendulum certainly swinging their favour early on in this clash. 4 minutes gone. Adams finds Varka, runs straight into Anderson. That's Josh Charles looking up at Mackenzie. Mackenzie says, you can run at me all day long. That's Chris Adams again. Second game in 48 hours for Chris. That's Bridge. Taken down there from Brooks. Adams. Away to Murray. Great run. Ekanofo's close. Ekanofo scores the first try for Lakes. He knows where to score it as well. Under the posts. Well, you could see that coming from a mile away. Doesn't matter what team it is, whether they're playing for the Australian Kangaroos, state of origin. Give your side that much possession, that close out from anyone's goal line, and you're certainly going to be under almighty pressure. And credit to the Butcher Boys to last that long. But after 4 minutes, the defending premiers, exactly the way they like it. Up by 4 points to nil. So Brad Murray, another representative from the Newcastle Rebels yesterday. He can throw these ones over for breakfast, and he does exactly that. There he is on screen now, has a bit of a joke there with Kerr on the run back. So a brilliant start for Lakes. 6 points to nil on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. So Sunday afternoon football, live and exclusive right here on the home of Newcastle Rugby League, Bar TV Sports. Get in contact with us this afternoon via social media, hashtag Bar TV Sports, and get involved with the conversation. That's what it's all about. Taking the fans along for the ride. Just like this man. He loves a good ride. He's got his 4 wheels pumped up, Adams. And here he is again. Good speed, good line speed. They come out wide, the Seagulls. That's Kyle Kennedy. Last tackle now for Lakes. Look for the kick. Wobbly old kick off the boot of Murray. Not the best kick you'll ever see from him. And the reason why, the home side was able to apply the pressure. Now this is Jarrett receiving a penalty. Had the opportunity to come out to training throughout the week and have a chat with Jarrett. He's looking to get back into the Newcastle Knights New South Wales Cup squad. The Knights and the Butcher Boys have that affiliation to rotate players through the competition. Speaking of Jarrett, that was him playing the ball. Back to Brown. Now this is Jerome Wilson. Always hard to put him on his back. Back now to Brooks. They go short. Brentstrom just couldn't quite hold on to it. Casey Burgess there, making the tackle, forcing the ball free. So first mistake there for the Butcher Boys. But that was their first real attacking opportunity down inside the Seagulls 10. So early days, both of these sides. We just clicked onto the coverage. 6-0 to the defending premiers. Adams, always looking around, always looking for support. And that's him again, getting a flat pass away to Burgess. But this time Stair calls it up. Just floated forward. Not much in it. But Stair in a good position there to blow up proceedings and put down the scrum. There's Bernstrom there in 13. Locking horns as the ball comes in and away. That's Penny. Dangerous, elusive. Very crafty there, fullback. As I said, he was out for a few weeks. He had a cut above the left eye, which pretty much Rowan didn't want to give him a start before today's match. He wanted the best out of his fullback. Looks like that's paid off for him. That's Cody Brooks. 21 metres out from the Lakes line. Down by 6. That's Brown. Passing it out wide. 6 points to 0. Brown again. Back to Kerr. He's going to put one along the ground. Will the ball go dead? Varka's in trouble. Varka's got to get into the field of play, but he can't. Tremendous kick to wrap up. James Varka in goal. There's the crowd looking on intently. Mums and dads having a pie or two. But we've got a late call here. A penalty has gone to the Seagulls. So I think you'll find they've said that the Chasers were in front of the kicker. A late call, but a call that Stair believes is the correct one. The Seagulls breathe a sigh of relief as they come towards the halfway line. Jerome Wilson from the Butcher Boys. Will he be able to make the tackle again on Adams? Yes, he does. 38 metres away. Adams back to the right-hand side. That's Kelly. Finding Matt Bridge in 13. Adams. Away to D-Sax. Picked up and driven. Again, building pressure here. Look for the kick off the bit of Murray. D-Sax is coming through. But Penny picks it up. As we said, always crafty, always speedy. The perfect demonstration of their electrifying fullback. Now coming away with it is Dale Clackerty. Adams assisting there with Burgess in the tackle there on Calder. They cut out Wilson to go to Cody Brooks. Quick play the ball. Good go forward. That's McKenzie. That's the last. Kerr. Back to Cook. The ball goes into the end goal area. Just falls short, actually. And saved at the back there from Kyle Kennedy. Now to Varka. Lined up by Wilson. And puts the big shoulder into him. So let's see what the Seagulls can dish up here. Third tackle. Running away in the centre of the field they come. Ikanofo played it back to Adams. On it comes to Murray. Good ball and all tackle there from Anderson. Bamblett will just see this one go over the dead ball line. He was in two minds there, whether to attack the ball, but backed his own knowledge, and it paid off for him. So 13 minutes gone here in round 5 of the Newcastle Rugby League. 6-point ball game. Penny. Coming to the commentary edge. Nice tackle there from Varka, wrapping up the ball and all. On Clackety. Now to Ethan Cook. Got a good offload in him. It was touched. Speaking of offloading, that's what he was trying to do there. 6 more tackles from Graham Stair. McKenzie finds the big bopper in Jerome Wilson. Out the back it comes to McKenzie. Met there by his opposite number. In Adams. Now to Penny. Looking for the gap. But the gap just closed as quick. McKenzie. It was Brown. They cut out Penny to go to Kerr. They're going to kick for Anderson. Comes down with it and scores. What a catch by Cameron Anderson. You could see that coming a mile away. What a beauty. We'll go to the replay shortly. But Anderson just went up AFL style, didn't he? And ended up taking the catch.
That try for the Butcher Boys was scored by number 5, Cameron Anderson. The score
Cameron Anderson, if you ever wanted a highlights reel, he's got one there. Don't know what AFL game he was looking at last night, but it's paid off for him. Look at the crowd. They love what they're seeing. In the middle of their meat pie. There's Bamblett now. Just doing up his shoelaces here on the western side of the field. So 6 points to 4. And the Butcher Boys, well, they haven't been inside, have they? The Seagulls territory that much here this afternoon. But on their 3rd or 4th occasion, that pinpoint kick was always intended for Anderson. And he's got the try. So Bamblett now, 5 metres in from touch. 22 metres out. Breeze going across the face of goal. Tried to bring it back around, but unsuccessful here on the Bennett Recycling scoreboard. So 6 points to 4. Lakes, the defending premiers, after 12 minutes of the first half over the home side, Central Newcastle Butcher Boys. Said fierce rivals so far, living up to expectation. The neighbouring clubs going battle. Who will win that battle? Stay with us, we'll find out as the afternoon progresses. You're live on Bar TV Sports, the Newcastle Rugby League. That was Jarrett playing the ball. Back then out of Wilson. He'll run at you all day. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is. That's why he's always a regular in the Butcher Boys outfit. Speaking of him now, even the ball carrier and ball runner and ball flickerer. He didn't expect it. But he was able to get out of a dusty situation there. Kennedy about to spin around and face his opposition. And Blake Jarrett was in there again. Jarrett's been everywhere, also along with Tom McKenzie, the hooker. And there's the 9 again, along with Wilson in that tackle. With Jarrett over the top on Matt Craig. So the Seagulls, they know they're here for a battle here today. At the moment, though, Leading by 2. Will that stay that way for much longer? The Butcher Boys certainly going to give them a good rattle here. As you can see there from Graham Steer. Awarding the scrum to the Butcher Boys. And Denny Kerr. Just looking around. Trying to identify which side of the ruck Riley Brown is. He's on the left. He's got it now. Came across from South Newcastle Lions in the off-season, Riley Brown. In a good acquisition, not just on the field, but off the field. Good mentor. This is Kerr. Burgess slowly drops off. Now to Wilson. He takes them on. Wilson. 3, 4 Seagulls flapping over the top of him. A metre out. Trailing by 2. Comes back to Brown. They got the numbers out here. Where's the pass? There it is. Oh, that ball's gone into... nearly into touch. But they look crafty and effective when they can throw that ball out wide, the Butcher Boys here this afternoon. So if they can keep that up, we will be in for a fascinating battle here on Bar TV Sports. As I said, a crowd in excess of 800-900 people in here this afternoon. Always hard when you're competing up against the Newcastle Knights, as we have a look at the replay there. Back to the live shot. So it's still on. Kerr goes himself. Still going. Mackenzie. Away to Cook. Seagulls back on their own goal line. Brown. Good tackle. Ball comes out. Picked up by the Seagulls. Good enterprising play there from both sides. This game, the tempo is good. I've seen a lot of Newcastle Rugby League games up until round 5, and many judges have said that the tempo has been slow on occasions. But not here today. They're approaching their 30-metre line. Murray looking around. Looking for a big forward to take it up the middle of the park, and he was able to find Burgess. Here's the kick now. They want to play it up the other end. Penny puts the foot out. He's got support left and right, but he goes himself right into the shoulder of Kelly. So the Butcher Boys asking questions to the Seagulls in defence here. Come and get us. That's the call. Dale Clackety playing it back. That's Cameron Anderson. First try scorer for the Butcher Boys here this afternoon. They're about to roll over the halfway line. Adams again in the tackle, along with Burgess. Outside the 40. Big kick there from Kerr. Nice catch by Matt Craig. Kneeling down to take that high ball, which was no easy feat there from their winger. Made it look simple in the end. That's Kennedy playing the ball back to the fullback. Now this is Chance Burgess. Calder's got him. Back it comes from Adams. This is Callan Adams in 14. So we've got the brothers out there. Callan and Chris, bit of a high shot there. Awkward tackle too, bringing a penalty at will on Casey Burgess there. Big Jerome Wilson. Just causing a bit of Pete, this is the incident here. Off the shoulder, off the arm of Cook. And Cook knew he was in trouble the moment that impacted. So a chance now for the Seagulls. They haven't seen this end of the field for the last 10 minutes or so, have they? So the defending premiers looking around, looking to get it as close as they can to the edge. That's what they love to do after the first 2 or 3 hit-ups. James Varker's right out here on the commentary side, but Adams goes to Murray. Away to Charles. He goes himself, and he's collected and brought down. A metre out from the Butcher Boys line. Adams goes from dummy half. Away to Murray. They go short. Chance Burgess. That's exactly what he did. Chance his luck, but he was pulled down. 2 metres out, last tackle. Look for the kick. There it goes. Off the boot of Kelly. They go up high. And may have even scored in the corner. They have scored in the corner, Matt Craig. The winger out there. Well, is this rugby league or is this AFL? By the catches here today, one might have to ask the question. We'll aim for a replay of this almighty catch from Matt Craig right out there on the eastern touchline. And there he is looking pretty proud of his efforts. And this is the replay. Thanks to Benedict Recycling. It was just a nice kick from Jake Kelly. Craig, look at that. Too easy for Tim Penny. And just came down with it in the nick of time to go over for their second try of the afternoon. So Murray now. Right out on the eastern touchline. They made his first kick oh so easy. Not the case. Second time round. We know he loves experience. He's an experienced goal kicker. But on this occasion, he's just been able to hook it to the left-hand side of the park. So no change as the crowd look on here. The girlfriends are here, the mums and dads. Grandma's come along for the run. We're all here. 3 generations right in front of our commentary box. So 10 points to 4 on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. 14 minutes left in the first half. Chance Burgess there, just stumbling over a patch of grass there, which mightn't have been sealed down. It wasn't sealed down the first time. It may have to be sealed down the second time if he was the one that created that. That's Adams. Grinding it outside their own 30-metre line. That's Randall. So not much in this. It's a try apiece. Lakes got off to a flying start, but Central were able to call them back, and just a try a few moments ago to Matt Craig has got us to 10 points to 4. Just looking over there to the Ferris Field end of the ground. Rowan Kelly's watching this clash from over there. He loved what he saw there. With 13 minutes left in the first half. This is it here on the replay. There was speed to burn, wasn't there? Just couldn't quite hold on to it. So Kerr, not giving it away this time. Bamblett is able to get the football, and he's being pushed back towards his own halfway line here. So again, they come through the middle. Matt Baker runs straight into Chance Burgess. His space out wide. Clackety's got to drop back and pick up the ball on second impact. Penny away to Cruz Wilson. Gets the legs pumping and he's tackled 22 metres away. 4 point awaiting them, possibly. What can they do here? 6-point ball game, last tackle. Back to Brown. He's going to go high to the air. Kennedy underneath this one. Takes it well in goal. On the full. So back out to the 20-metre line. We roll. And we'll get play back underway. Not just yet, says Graham Stair. He wasn't quite ready. So that's impacted the quick progress for Lakes, but that's the second tackle here as they run straight into Matt Baker. Crowd, top of the screen, looking on intensely here for this battle between the neighbouring suburbs. Cruz Wilson drops off, allows Adams to execute a little bit of a play up the middle of the park. Finds Kennedy. Murray calling for the football to come to him. Is he about to get it? No, he's not. Adams puts it onto the toe. Anderson's just going to see this dribble over the dead ball line. So back out to the 20 we come for the tap restart with 11 minutes remaining on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. As Cameron Anderson, first try scorer of the afternoon. We've got a penalty here off the whistle of Stair right on the 20-metre line. We're right amongst the refereeing officials up here in the commentary box here this afternoon as well. As Denny Kerr there just looks around and says, fellas, let's go to the eastern side of the field and put in a big kick for touch. Right on the halfway line. So that's the third interchange this afternoon as well, being used for the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys. As you can see there, the interchange man's over there just behind the touch judge with his cards. Time for the Butcher Boys leading into the break. That's the 40-metre line. Back to Brown. Away to Baker. Now to Murphy's on the park as well. Adams tried to knock Kerr. Halfway back into Newcastle Beach on that occasion. Now to Baker again. 22 metres away from the goal line. Back to Kerr. This is Cook. Ball's gone behind him. Looks to offload. He does. Back to Clackety. Clackety thought for a moment he'd give it away to Pennedy, but Josh Charles was there to drop his shoulder into him. Back to Kerr. Big kick across field. Cordler's out there along with Bamblett. But the Seagulls are out there as well, and they are easily able to collect the football out there, and that is Matt Craig again, the try scorer. So they come in off the wing. Not long on the clock remaining here. 9 minutes in the first half. You're on Bar TV Sports. The match of the round in Newcastle Rugby League. Our live stream next week will once again feature the side with the ball, Lakes United. We go back to Carl Oval for the 2015 Grand Final rematch. Lakes taking on Macquarie. Next weekend, get out there early. That will be a massive day out at Carl Oval. With a bit of a lost ball there. Referee has just said yes. I've seen it, Tim Penny. You gave yourself away there. With 8 minutes remaining on the clock. So the tempo in this game, we said at the top it was fast and furious. In the last 10 minutes or so, it has flattened out. Seagulls love the strike though before half-time. We know what they're capable of. That's Kyle Kennedy. Wrapped up there from Wilson. We came here today expecting a close encounter. Certainly delivering. 6-point ball game. That's Callan Adams. 42 metres out. Murray. Away to D-Sacks. 15 metres in from the western touchline. Sullivan finding Callan. Murphy assisting from the Butcher boys. So it's the last tackle now. Back to Murray. He's going to go high to the air. Ball swirling around. Diffuse well at the back. I think you'll find that was Anderson out there. Or Penny. Penny it was who told Anderson to get out of his way. And they come back through the middle of the park. And Hodgetts is on the field for the Lakes United Seagulls. In jersey number 17. Again, they work it forward through Ethan Cook. That's the 30-metre line in front of them, coming out of the northern end. Here in the first half. Last tackle inside the 40. Goes out to Matt Craig. Got a bit of room in front of him. He's got support too. But goes straight into the shoulder there of Lomanaka in 14, along with Wilson and Riley Brown. Now to Ikanofo. Good run. And something come of this off the back of that. This is Josh Charles. You can hear the impact from the grandstand. Cruz Wilson. Love to know how many times he's got the defender and absolutely smashed him into the ground. I think he might be injured here, Cruz. He is. Could be his right elbow, is it? He was just shaking it. We'll just see what's going on here as we go into the play. This is hit here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard replay. And Cornelia's Crumps, we'd like to thank them for their ongoing coverage in 2016 as well. Yeah, he's just shaking that right wrist, Cruz, and also got a bit of blood coming out of the nose. So he's in all sorts of trouble there, but he's a battler and he'll battle on. He's just dropped back behind the line, but he'll stay out there. It's just a sign of his dedication and professionalism. So 21 metres away. 5 out from the break. Murray turning it away for Hodgetts. And straight into Murphy. Now that's Sullivan. Back to Murray. They put one in the end goal area. It's come off a Butcher boy. Straight back to Kelly, I think you'll find that might be. And he's under the post. Well, they talk about creating your own luck in rugby league. And that's exactly what we've seen right here on the Bar TV screens this afternoon. We'll try and pick this up on our instant replays, powered by Benedict Recycling Waste. And of course, our broadcast partner is Top Better. Get in the game at topbetter.com.au. This is Hodgetts who got it going. And look at this, they're just lining up. Murray came off Jarrett's hands. And Johnny on the spot, the Seagulls. And they were able to just pounce on the chip, one might say, as a good Seagull does, to get the try. So it's 14-4. Unlucky there, the Butcher boys, especially there to Brett Jarrett. But it's on the scoreboard, that's all that matters. Here's Murray from right in front. Touch judges raise their flags. So it's now 16 points to 4. Sunday afternoon rugby league right here on the home of Newcastle Rugby League. Bar TV Sports here this afternoon as the crowd. I wonder what's going through the crowd's mind right now. They're here to support the home side through the thick and the thin. Bloodbend being called here from Stair. I think it's time for Cruz Wilson to take his bloody nose and depart the field. There he goes now. He's just dropping off the touchline. He'll be back, probably not in this half, with only 2.5 minutes left. But he'll make his welcome return. Or is Stair actually waiting for him to come back on after being assisted there? No, he's not. He said, you'll come back on in your own time. So we're back underway, Sunday afternoon football. And the defence, it's still brutal. Brett Jarrett leading the charge along with Riley Brown. So 12-point margin here. Jodie Harrison, the local MP, in attendance here again this afternoon, as she always does. Love supporting her Butcher Boys. She hasn't missed many games. The Mayor. That's why we love her for that. And this is why we love the Seagulls. When they can get it going, they love to put on a bit of football. This is Charles. He's down the sideline. Here comes the Penny. Penny's got him and takes him into the ground. Last tackle now for the Seagulls. Murray. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Kelly. Getting closer. They've gone all the way. Ikanofo. It's your turn to shine. There he is. Ikanofo. Very quietly spoken young man. Had a chance to chat with him throughout the week at training. Very reserved and religious. And I think he just prayed to the Lord right there then. If my eyes are not deceiving myself, I think he just looked up to the skies above and thanked his partner in crime. As we see it on the replay, we just spoke about the entertainers of Newcastle Rugby League in full flight. And that's exactly right. Tim Penny, credit to him. He read that quite well. But they were short to their left, the Butcher Boys, and it was just a matter of spreading it across the line. And Ikanofo, he was able to do the rest and get his first try of the afternoon. So 20 points to 4. Lakes United, the Premiers, are on fire here this afternoon, leading into half-time. 34 seconds remaining. And don't go anywhere. At half-time, we've got a piece coming up from Terry Bryden about the history of this proud club, the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys. It's a piece not to be missed. He invited us out, and he goes through how they actually formed the club, the instrumental people, and of course, the volunteers. Without volunteers in Newcastle Rugby League, we wouldn't have a spectacle each week. So there goes the siren in the background. So it's half-time here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. Lakes United in control at the break. They go to the sheds, leading by 20 points to 4 here on Bar TV Sports. So let's take the Terry Bryden piece and come back for the second half here and see if the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys can turn on a display. A break and back with Terry Bryden.
The rivalry between the clubs is strong. I mean, even you have your working cycle. Sometimes you're strong and sometimes you're not so strong. But the rivalry's always there. And one of the beauty of the Newcastle comp, like any comp, one of the beauty of football is unpredictability. If you could predict who was going to win every year, then every week you wouldn't bother going, would you? The Butcher Boys were formed originally in 1910 in Beaumont Street, Hamilton. They were called the Beaumont Street Boys, and the inaugural meeting of the club was held in the Clock Tower building, which still exists in Beaumont Street. As a matter of fact, we put a plaque in that a few years ago to commemorate the forming of Central Newcastle. But in those days, the players had changed from rugby union to rugby league. Rugby league was a new game in 1910. So when they first took the field, they wore rugby union jumpers, and Central colours were blue and white, and the jumpers were a series of wide and thin stripes, similar to a butcher's apron. So hence the name Butcher Boys. 1960, Central Newcastle had their boundaries expanded to include Highfields, Charlestown, Dudley and Redhead. And that way they inherited, because of that, they inherited another junior organisation called the Charlestown Junior Rugby League Football Club. So the senior club had two junior clubs, one Central Newcastle Rugby League Football Club based in Hamilton, the other one Central Charlestown Junior Rugby League Football Club based here in Charlestown. This is not the original oval. The oval we can see tonight is a revamped, a beautiful complex that was built in a deal done about 7 years ago with the football club, Lake Macquarie City Council and GPT, who wanted to expand Charlestown Square, and as an offset they built this complex. In 1961, three blokes, Jack Harrison, Jack Wood and Eric St John, saw this area, which was just rough scrub in those days, rough bush, as a perfect place to build a first-class rugby league field for the Charlestown area. And that was their dream, but they were determined to make their dream a reality. And Eric St John took the initiative and took almost 4 years battling with the Crown Lands Board to be granted a lease for Central Charlestown Junior Rugby League Club to build a ground on this patch of bush. And that's when the volunteers kicked in. They rallied, they borrowed machinery, they borrowed bulldozers, trucks, scarifiers, tractors, all sorts of stuff. And then they had to teach themselves to drive them, of course, and they cleared the bush, they drained the area, they fenced it, they did everything. The only thing that they didn't do themselves was the final levelling of the ground. That was a specialist job that they entrusted to Lake Macquarie City Council, and they were well pleased with the job they did. After that, volunteers planted grass. They sat out in the hot sun and put the runners in. Then, of course, it had to be watered before the runners took. They even raised enough money to build the grandstand that we're sitting in today. This grandstand is the original grandstand built by the volunteers of that time. The senior body saw the need, the long-term need for a leagues club. And they bought a block of land across the road in Beulah Street, opposite the football field, and decided to build a licensed club. At that time, they had 11 hotels in Newcastle where they sold raffle tickets, which raised the money for the football operation. And there was a very strict roster for footballers. They all had to sell raffle tickets in one of the pubs during the week. Even if they'd played on the Saturday, sometimes they were rostered to sell raffle tickets on Saturday night after a game. You'll never get footballers to do that today. But anyway, at that time, the Beresfield Bowling Club were building a new clubhouse, and Central bought their old clubhouse, cut it into pieces, put it on low loaders and brought it down and assembled it on the land they'd bought across the ground from this oval. They then applied for a liquor licence, and in 1967 the licensed club opened. But unfortunately, the week that it was due to open was a brewery strike in New South Wales, and there was no beer. So a bloke called Phil Crockett sent one of his works trucks to a brewery in Toowoomba in Queensland to pick up a load of beer. And they drove up there non-stop, loaded up and drove back non-stop to arrive on the morning of the opening of the Leagues Club. So the Leagues Club opening went ahead, and in fact on that day they sold 40 18-gallon kegs of beer. They were 18 gallons in those days. And then they ran out and they had to wait a couple of days before some more beer arrived.
They drank it dry.
They did drink it dry, they did. And there was a funny thing that in those days there was a lot of old-time dancing, and people used to comment on the wonderful sprung dance floor in central Charlestown Leagues Club. But in fact, talking to some of the old-timers that built the club, they said that when they were doing the dance floor, it got a bit late and it got to beer o'clock. And so that they built the floor with half the piers missing, and that was the reason the dance floor was sprung, not by design.
So when you look back, Terry, over the last 50, 60 years, it's fair to say if it wasn't without the volunteers, we may not have what we have today.
No, that would certainly be the case. Without volunteers, this complex would not exist. Yeah. Thousands of hours of volunteer labour to build the football field, and thousands of hours of volunteer labour to build the Leagues Club.
And as we look across the ground, we've got the Brian Cherry press box over there, another treasured volunteer.
He was. Brian Cherry was a stalwart of the junior club. He worked tirelessly to help build this sporting complex. And it's great that he's been remembered with the press box named after him.
4 years. 4 years? I've been here 9 years. Wait, no, not 6. I've been here 6 years. I play halfback at the moment. I play hooker. And I play lock.
Dad's old now. Dad doesn't play anymore. Dad coaches under 11s.
I like Adam Woods. I like Uade. I like Uade.
2 for Uade. Popular. Why do you like Uade?
He's nice at the end of the game as well, and he comes around at the end of the game, and he's also a football player. Night.
You get to go to all the games?
Yeah. Most of them. I like footy because I like tackling people, and I also like running the ball a lot, so I just like it. It's fun. I like hooker.
Yeah. What about you, mate? What do you like playing?
I like rover. Lock.
You like being everywhere, don't you?
Yeah.
You like going all over the place, eh?
And I like playing halfback because I get to move the ball around and make decisions. Definitely not the night. Maybe.
Is it fair to say Newcastle might come last?
Yeah. They might win the Wooden Spoon. That's the only thing they'll probably win this year. That probably. I love RTV and go the Butcher Boys!
The rivalry between the clubs is strong. I mean, even you have your work in
And welcome back to the Newcastle Rugby League. It's half time here. It's Lakes 20 over Central Newcastle Butcher Boys 4. Just getting a bit of information through from Hunters Stadium. What a disappointing day for the Newcastle Knights. They got ambushed 62 points to nil. Can you believe that? 62 points to nil. Nathan Brown's Newcastle Knights today in front of 16,500 people at Hunters Stadium. I don't know about you at home. I know, everyone's saying it's a rebuilding season, but Can you rebuild from 62 points to nil? Can you actually do that? Is it the cattle? Is it the coach? Don't know about you, but I think a lot of those 16,000 people going home today will be left very disappointed with the fact that the scoreline of 62 points to nil. And I mean, you know, the Knights have been around since '88, but how many times in their history have they been left scoreless in the 1 year? I'd love to know that stat. It's definitely happened more times than one this year. I'm staggered about it. 62 points to nil. So back here, it's 20-4. So we've got a tighter game here in the Newcastle Rugby League. And it's Lakes United, the defending premiers. In control, in charge. But Central Newcastle Butcher Boys, they're without the likes of their captain coach in Rowan Kelly. They're putting in for him. That's Wilson. Lomanaka gets it across the outer. Murphy made his first grade debut, if my stats are right, in round 1, when they went down in a close one to Western Suburbs Rosellas at Harker Oval by 6 points to 4 on that day. Played his first top grade of rugby league. That's Cruz Wilson. This is the last tackle now. Back to Kerr. They've got them stretched out here. This is Cook. Scrambled well and pushed them into touch. From Josh Charles. Over there on the eastern side of the field. So Lakes United, 20 points to 4. There's other matches going on in the Newcastle Rugby League today as well. So once we were able to get those scores from those venues, we'll keep you up to date. With Peter Jolly here in the Country Rugby League, and a big win yesterday for the Newcastle Rebels. 62 points to 0. So that sets up a knockout showdown now with Canberra in Dubbo in a few weeks' time. Winner will go through to the grand final, with the venue yet to be determined. So, could have been the Illawarra Newcastle grand final in 2016. Time will tell. But Canberra, a lot of ex-NRL players in their squad. And of course, Canberra knocked out Newcastle last year to book their spot in the grand final with Illawarra, which Canberra went down in the GF. That match was live and exclusive on Bar TV Sports when we went to beautiful Mudgee. Will we be heading back to Mudgee again this year? It'll be interesting to see what the Country Rugby League do if Newcastle and Illawarra make it through to the grand final. As far as their selections go for a neutral ground, Newcastle haven't been able to win the country championships in a few years, so they'll be looking to go one better. So 20-4, it's all been the Central Butcher Boys in the opening minutes of this second half, as Denny Kirchers takes the tap and gets it going to Baker. He rolls it forward. And Sullivan is in there to take him into the ground. Back to Wilson. Brown showing it. Not fallen for. Lemenaka. That's him in 14. Great pass away to Calder. Bamblett. Penny. Brown. Kicking for himself. Couldn't quite get it back. Kennedy was there to pick it up. Lucky he was there, otherwise it might have been a try for Brown. Got a penalty now off the whistle of Stair. He hasn't given away too many penalties in this match, has he? Stair, he's been all right. to let this game flow as free as possible, which you always love to see from the fans looking on here. And you can see the mums and their prams in the background. It's a family day out here at Central on every occasion. D-Sacks. Straight into Wilson. Lost the football there. Referee said play on. 6 to go. Tackle count 3 started. Sullivan to play the ball back to Burgess. Away to Murray. Always looking for runners to come back on the inside and the left-hand side of the field is Murray, and that time he was able to find D-Sacks. Back there now through Kelly. Is there something looming out here? Kennedy. 2 metres out. Randall. Back to Murray. Away to D-Sacks. Cook. Easy meet for him. Sullivan. Murray. They go short, they'll score. They went short and they scored. Seagulls again building the pressure. And the Butcher Boys cracked in the end. So first try of the second half after 7 minutes. Pushes the score out to 24 points to 4. On the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. That's the thing about the try scoring. It's Chance Burgess, always looking for it. You know, he was so close in the first half from getting over the line on more than once occasion. There he is again, just making it look oh so easy. Their big number 16 off the interchange bench in Chance Burgess. So Murray, second season in Lakes colours. From Western Suburbs, from the touchline. This is wave to way. So no change as the crowd look on here. Sunday afternoon football. It's great to see a lot of women in the crowd supporting their men in battle here this afternoon. And back here to the halfway line we come. Off the boot of Bamblet, Sunday afternoon football is back underway. 20-point ball game here. There's the try scorer, breaking free. Lamenaka brushed him off. Murray across the back line. Randall taking Brett Jarrett along for a piggyback ride on that occasion. Brett Jarrett gets off. Comes back then out of Murray. They go short, good hands. You picked it. That's Chance Burgess again. Second hit up in this set of 6. Sullivan off the boot of Murray. Did well there, the Butcher Boys, to defuse that situation out there. It was Ethan Cook. Now this is Anderson in off the wing. Penalty. And he's in all sorts of trouble. Cameron Anderson ran into the tackle in an awkward position to begin with. We might be able to have a look on the Bar TV Sports replay. Powered, of course, by Benedict Waste Recycling. Here it is here. We'll just slow it down, and James D-Sacks was the man over the top from the Seagulls here. We'll run it from here. Just look out for the arm here from D-Sacks. There. That's what's caused him to stay on the ground until now, and groggily getting back up there. Cameron Anderson. And he's staying on the field. He's just sucking them in and saying to his side, might it be running at 90%? I'm certainly running enough to stay out onto the park, which is a test of his encouragement and his individuality. So 20-point ball game here in the Newcastle Rugby League. Murphy. That's Brown. That's Jarrett. Good run. That's the sort of runs that will lift your team. Picked it up off his own halfway line and took it down to the 40-metre line. That's Brown. Lamanaka. Back to Baker. Randall assisting in the tackle. Stair giving away a penalty here. Shoulder there. We know we can't do that in this day and age. This is Riley Brown. Back to Calder. Calder. They're lining up. Baker. Close. A metre out. That's Lomanaka. Back to Brown. Quick play to ball needed. They're stumbling their way towards the goal line. Murphy. Goal line defence so far so good from the Seagulls. Kerr. 3 metres out from the line. Lomanaka. Back to Brown. Penny wrapped up. Throws it out the back, knocked on. Ethan Cook. Just flicks it out the back. And just apologises to the rest of his charges that were around him. It's the crowd. If they can't find a seat, they'll find a metal pole to hang one leg over. As you can see there, the elegant ladies in the background doing their best to be comfortable here this afternoon. In the afternoon sunshine. As we count down to the last 27 minutes of this match. 20-point ball game here at Central. Murray flat. Could have went forward. One might have even suggested it could have even brought a penalty. That's how far forward that one went, but they got away with it. Now this is Callan Adams. 40 metres away. Juggled, regained by Burgess, lost by Burgess in the end and kicked away by Brad Murray. There's the old Butcher boys from previous seasons over there. A few of them are in here today, looking on. Great to have their support over there on the Ferris Field hill. So they're going to try and earn the right to go through the middle of the park. That's Dom Murphy rolling it over the halfway line. Lomanaka did his best, gained 5 metres there. 20-point ball game, Penny giving it away to Clackety. Josh Charles wrestling him into the lush turf here. Credit to the curator to get this ground in great nick. This is Cody Brooks. Touched. Could be 6 to go. Stair. Restarts the tackle count. Kerr. Now to Cody Brooks. Charging his way down to the 10. Quick play to ball. They cut out Penny to go to Brown. Picked up and driven backwards. Gets up like he wasn't tackled at all. Now to Cody Brooks. Trying to bash and barge his way over the goal line. Lemanaka back to the right. Space out here. Throws the pass over the top. Back to Murphy. 2 metres away. down by 20. They go the right-hand corridor. Can we get a try now? Clackety! He knows how to go over. Clackety clackle, right into the corner he went. 4-point with a kick to come. There he is on the screen right now. Dale Clackety. The centre 3/4. There he is. Oh, his fan club's here. His parents are here. And they're about to rejoice again as he got that ball down. Fair and square over the line. 24-8 on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. We'd like to thank our major sponsors this year as well for coming along for the ride. Top Better and Cornelia's Crumps. Probably wondering what a Cornelia Crump is. Well, it's a beverage, a flavoured beverage, put it that way. One might even say an exotic beverage, but they're available in Newcastle and across Australia. So next time you're in the department store, look out for Cornelia Crump. Comes in all flavours to suit your needs. And if you've got any waste to chuck out, Benedict Waste Recycling. They're the #1 choice in Newcastle for any junk. Here's the kick. It's a beauty. He's kicked it. The crowd goes up. Oh, the crowd are loving this, as you can see on the scoreboard and on the monitor. They all went up as one. 24 points to 8. With 23 minutes to go in the second half. We're live and exclusive this afternoon on Bar TV Sports. Join the conversation if you'd like. Move your fingers to the telephone or Twitter or get in contact with us here on Facebook. So Sunday afternoon football, the home of Newcastle Rugby League, Bar TV Sports in 2016. Our 4th year of broadcasting Newcastle Rugby League. Not just here locally, but across the world on the World Wide Web. Just having a look at our statistics here at the moment. We've got viewers across in New Zealand taking our coverage as Penny drops the football. He might get rewarded here. Is he going to give a penalty away? He is there. Taken out. Yeah, it's just going through our viewing coverage area. We've got a lot of viewers this afternoon across the ditch in New Zealand as they kick it into touch off the boot of Kerr. What a kick for touch. He's been able to find the line 30 metres out from the Seagulls line. Early morning in the United Kingdom and Ireland as well looking on. That might be Josh Nielsen, one of the former Butcher boys, logged on to the coverage. 14-point ball game with 21 minutes to go. The Butcher boys, never say die attitude. Back to Penny. Penny will score. Well, they're coming back. Tim Penny. The crowd are alive with that instrumental run by their dynamic fullback. You can hear the crowd in the background. Listen to them here at Central Newcastle. They're cheering their hearts out as Tim Penny has scored a brilliant try. 24-14 with a kick to come. Oh, it's a kick to come for sure. The ground announcer stealing our words. He's excited as well. That's Terry Bryden up there in the commentary box. He must be tuned on to us in real time. But look at this on the replay. Tim Penny. He's only been back a few weeks from not being in this side. Speed to burn, and he knows how to get to the try line. And look at the crowd. You think they've won the grand final. And they might just do that. Oh, the crowd. That's what it's all about. We brought our special crowd effects mic, but we don't need it right now. They've all congregated the crowd around the commentary box, which is great to see. Have they got something more to cheer about? Yes, they have. The kick's a beauty from the sideline. Ford goes to 6. We got a ball game. 24 points to 16 here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. And Terry Bryden, wow, he might out of... He's loving this. He's up there on the top-hand side. Yes, it's your turn to get a word in, Terry. Thank you. So back here, Lakes United. Are they going to sleep? The Butcher Boys. They've got to come back. They've dropped the football. Oh, we don't like that, do we? You'll hear a few boos from the crowd here. But he dropped it cold. So the Seagulls. Certainly. Probably weren't expecting to get to this area of the field so quickly. And the Butcher Boys had a bit of spring in their step. This is Adams giving it away now to Kelly. He goes himself, Kelly. Put down there from Murphy. Adams gets it away. Getting closer with every hit up. That's Casey Burgess back to Adams. They're going close. They might have went all the way. They have. Josh Charles is in the corner. And he doesn't like the treatment he received from Dale Clackety. But Josh Charles has got down low and has pushed the Seagulls out by a further 4 points here. 28-16 on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. Credit to the Seagulls. They were able to take their opportunities. And only a matter of 90 seconds ago, you would have thought the Butcher Boys were coming home. As we have a look at the try on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard, centre three-quarter Josh Charles just crashing his way across the line. So Murray again. In the setting, afternoon sun, drenched in natural light. Look at that. What a picture. In HD. Right around the world. Looking at him lining up this kick. Can he put the extra icing on the cake from the touchline? He's bringing it back around. It looks okay. It's a beauty from Murray from the sideline. What a kick. What a try. 30-16. 14-point ball game. There's the crowd right now. Looking at the kick from Bamblett, putting boot to ball. So the Butcher Boys here, looking to muscle up. This is Burgess! Told to play the ball from Stair. Now to Josh. Is that Josh Charles in 4? If he's got 4 on his back, I'd say it would be. That is him. Getting up. Not happy with Clackety again. They're going to kick inside the 40. Penny's in trouble. Penny's got to try and get this ball from going into touch. He can't. That's a 40-20. How good was that? He kicked it from inside his own 20 and found touch. 20 out from the Butcher Boys line. Well, here they come again. Adams cuts out one, finds Murray. Where it goes now, away to Kennedy. Here's another try. Craig's in again. That's his second of the match. And he loves it. Looks like the character out of Scooby-Doo. But there he is right there on your screen, along with Marcel Ikanofo. 34-16. As we're about to go to the replay and have a look at this. Adams again. Out the back it came to Kelly. On it went to Ikanofo and Craig. He did the rest. And stares after a drink. Graham Stair, our referee. It's been a quick game. Even the referees have been puffing and blowing. They're not getting any younger, like the rest of us. Here's the kick now from Murray. 21 metres out from the touchline. It looks okay. He's bringing it back around. Oh, it might even go over. It does. He can't do anything wrong. Brad Murray. That's why he's in the Newcastle representative squad. Had a blinder yesterday. Kicked them all over the park against the Tigers down at Wyong. And now he'll look to go over to Dubbo in a few weeks' time when the Rebels take on Canberra. A win against Canberra will cement Newcastle a spot in the grand final between Illawarra or the Central Coast. And those matches will be live on Bar TV Sports in a fortnight's time. And then the grand final as well, wherever the game is. Bar TV will be there. Josh Charles, look at him go. We're at the Rio Olympics. Oh, he's going to be pulled down. 34 metres out from the Butcher Boys line. Back comes the Murray. Away to Kelly. He now finds Ikanofo. Ikanofo's got his winger. Ikanofo's still going. Oh, he's brought down. 2 metres out from the line. Here come the Seagulls. Craig back to Kelly. He now gets it away to Burgess. Last tackle now for the Seagulls. 36-16. Adams kicking. Straight over the dead ball line it rolls. Or it thunders. And Penny just looks on and says, thank goodness it did do that. Because we didn't want to be defending again. But now they're on the attack. This is Calder to the 30-metre line. The lights are on here as a penalty. Again, off the whistle of Graham Stair. Just to keep everybody up to date in the National Rugby League. I don't know what the Knights are doing, but they got absolutely thrashed today against Cronulla. 62 points to nil. The Knights got hammered. So if there's a coach around here, you might like to put in your application at the Newcastle Knights. I don't know if Nathan Brown's going to be along for too much more longer after that performance, that's for sure. I know Rick Stone, he might be back before he knows it. Who knows? Back there now comes away to McKenzie. Goes himself, finds Brown. He finds Penny. "20 metres away. Back to Brown. Bernstrom looking around, flicks it out the back. Murphy flung sideways into the ground. Last tackle now. Back to Brown. Bamboozled. So we've only got 11 minutes to go. The Butcher Boys faithful in here in attendance this afternoon. And they'll be back in a few weeks' time when their side goes around again. The Butcher Boys. Penalty to them. Hand in the ball. They'll take that any time of the match, particularly now. They take the tap away to Brown. Gives it away to Jerome Wilson. 5 Seagulls flock on him. Pardon the pun. Back to the right-hand side. Another penalty this way. Time off. We'll stop the clock. Stairs calling over Adams here. Well, his patience is tested here. Hand in the ball again. So they take the tap and get on with it. Brown. Back to Jarrett. Randall wrapping him up. So McKenzie wants it. He's got it. Wilson plays the ball. McKenzie Still going. Jerome Wilson's down. Another penalty. Well, that's 3 in a row. Another one. They might be gone to the bin. There we go. He's put him in the bin. Murray has been sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. It was coming and he couldn't put up with it for any more. Stare, so they're down to 12 now, Seagulls. So he won't be back, Murray, with 9 minutes remaining on the clock. So they take the tap. Brown. He goes himself. Riley's close. 2 metres out. Back to Kerr. Back to Wilson. Big step. On his back. 1 metre out. 36-16. Bernstrom giving it away to Kerr. Wrestled. Finally into the ground. 10 metres away. The lights are on here at Central Newcastle. Cloudy afternoon. Here's a try in the corner. Will it be? No! No try. James Varker, I think you'll find, just got him by the collar and threw him collar first towards the metal pole. Let's have a look at this on the replay. The lady over there in the orange jacket, she loves what she's just seen. She nearly got involved in it herself. We might be able to just pick this up on the replay, powered, of course, by Bennett Recycling. Look at this. Picked him up and said, go and get that. James Farker. Wow. The winger. Now, the great grand final last year for Lakes. But his performance today with that, that'll lift any side. Certainly lift the crowd over there. Look at that impact there. You can hear it. Adams. They come to left. That's Callan. 2 Adams brothers out there, of course, Callan and Chris Adams. That's Chris Adams. Giving it back away to Burgess. Losing it in the middle of the park, though. I think that was the 13. It was the 13, and of course that's Matt Bridge. Not looking happy, is he? Right next to Stair. So we said at the top of the program, both of these sides, they're the fiercest rivals in the comp, one might say. Neighbouring clubs, and they always put on a good display of rugby league. Always tough like that. They've turned it over though. Randall with the ball. 0 tackle. They roll it forward over the halfway line. Good go forward here from Burgess. That's Adams. Matt Bridge. $20-point ball game as Adams. That was short to Kelly. Kelly gets off him. Back to Adams again. He's kicking for Craig. Craig might get there, will he? No! He got there, but he's couldn't quite get to the ball and put it over the line. So close, yet so far for Matt Craig. And that would have been his hat trick of the match. It's already picked up 2. This is Wilson. Bashing and barging his way out to the 30-metre line. Now to Clackety, another try scorer. For the Butcher Boys here this afternoon. Good to see his name up in lights in the try-scoring department. That looked flat to Cameron Anderson, who also has picked up a 4-pointer for his efforts for the Butcher Boys here this afternoon as well. So Jerome Wilson there. Have a look at him on the screen. You wouldn't want to bump into him in a laneway down in King Street on any night of the week. Daytime, let alone nighttime. He'd frighten the hell out of you. just like he does to his opposition. Back it comes now to Ikanofo. Big palm. Ikanofo does well. Gives it away to Craig. Trips over. From the ankle tap from Brad Calder. That's Adams. Away to Randall. Picked up around the legs there by Jerome Wilson. Along there with Cruz Wilson. Now this is Kelly. Trying to spark something before the siren goes in 4 minutes' time. Adams. Great ball. Burgess got it back. And Randall. He's next to the post. Great Newcastle Rugby League try by the Seagulls. And there's a fair bit of support from the Seagulls here today. Everyone's come across from Belmont to support the opposition side. And they've certainly racked up a good display of tries for everyone to get excited about here today. Where do we start the highlights when we go back to the studio to cut this up? That's for sure. I've got one of the favourites here. Elaine Randall's with me. That was your grandson, Elaine. How proud are you right now?
Very proud. Very, very proud. Look at him. He's a champion.
When did he start playing rugby league?
Oh, when he was about eight years of age.
Where does he get it from?
I don't know.
All right, then you must be a very proud Nana. And she is. That's great to be able to have a chat with the grandmothers and the mothers here on Bar TV Sports. I might have to sign you up for my co-commentator next week. I'll get your number afterwards. Oh, the husband wasn't quite thrilled with that. Here's the kick now from right in front. Here's Kelly. He's got it. 42-16 here at Central. The Premiers, the defending Premiers. They're back and back with aggression here this afternoon. And here's the crowd looking on as well. Bamblett puts boot to the ball to get the last 2.5 minutes underway here for Sunday afternoon football. Into the dying stages of this clash. And Chance Burgess. He's had a solid impact for the Seagulls coming off the interchange bench. Stare. I might be able to get the penalty count. He's been able to give away a few penalties this afternoon. It's about 9-2 in the second half. So he's blown 11 penalties. But in saying that, 9-2 to Central, the penalty count in the second half. Thanks to our referee officials up here to giving us that stat. Wilson. Picked up and driven. What a tackle from the Seagulls. That was Bridge. That's Baker. 30 metres out. Back then out of Brown. He finds Jarrett. Usually goes around in the Newcastle Knights in the New South Wales Cup. But back here today playing local football. Away to Kerr. He's kicking this into the in-goal area. They may have to play at it. But Josh Charles just sees this ball go into touch in goal. So back out to the 20-metre line here for Sunday afternoon football. Not long on the clock to go. What have we got? 1 minute or so. Exactly 1 minute. We're into the final countdown here. So this sets up an almighty battle next week. It's the rematch of the grand final at Carl Oval next weekend, live on Bar TV Sports. Lakes will be hosting the Macquarie Scorpions. Of course, the Macquarie Scorpions coming off yesterday's 10-point victory against the Maitland Pickers. This is Adams giving it away to Ikanofo. He's kicking. Penny's got the football. Penny's nearly been smashed. Wasn't smashed the first time, but he was nearly capitated the second time from Ikanofo. That's Wilson. Offloading it out the back. Away to Baker. 8 seconds to go. The Butcher boys kicking it over the top. Ball will go in a touch. Ikanofo praises the Lord from the skies above, as he always does at the match. And that is full time as Wilson just shakes his head. More to the point, shakes his hair out. And that is full time here in the Newcastle Rugby League for round 5. The defending premiers, they're back and back with a vengeance. They defeated the Central Newcastle Butcher boys by 42 points to 16. Well, we've had a bit of fun here this afternoon at Central Newcastle. I'd like to thank everybody involved. Cameraman Kerry did a great job, Kerry. Kerry's up there concentrating on bringing us these images that we're seeing on our screen right now. Bo, well, another outstanding individual effort from Bo. Instrumental for switching, instrumental for getting those replays up within 3 seconds of the action happening. That's why he's with Bar TV Sports, Bo, and that's why he'll be a force to beckon with for all the other producers at Bar TV to follow him in their own right, that's for sure. Well, for Morgan Campbell, we enjoyed having you in the commentary box yesterday. We look forward to having you back next week when we go around for the grand final rematch. Usually I have Morgan alongside of me. Not today, he's on a date. We wish him well with that. We'll find out how it went next week. And also I'd like to thank Randall's grandmother for coming on the program this afternoon. We appreciate your insight. It's been a family affair. I'll see you next. I'll give you a ring throughout the week and we'll arrange that coffee date. All right then. Okay, well, everyone here at the club, we'd like to thank them. We'd like to thank everybody, the volunteers, the cameramen, everyone who has been able to put this together. It's a team effort, and that's why Bar TV Sports is the best in the online streaming department. We'll be back next weekend. Big clash. I hope you can join us for the defending premiers, Lakes United, hosting the Macquarie Scorpions. Until then, I've been Peter Jolly. Enjoy your night, and good night for now.